Meta and TikTok Shop are hot topics right now in e-commerce, and certainly in the future, I feel that consumer behavior is going to go that way, where more and more people are purchasing in platform rather than on your website, because it creates a seamless shopping experience, and obviously they get the trust factor from the platforms as opposed to some random website that they don't know. The same way that people get Amazon, Amazon is already a seamless shopping experience and it has that massive trust factor. That's the way consumer behavior is going to go with shops in the future. And even Meta themselves, they're touting, I think it's like 30% performance improvement if you include shops as a checkout destination. And certainly I've seen case studies showing as much as 45% reductions in CPA by including shops. But I've added shops to accounts in the past and actually seen poorer performance in comparison to just running with the website only. But in that process, I learned a lot more about shops and, tested different things and trying to optimize shops in the settings and in the layout, and have been able to turn that around and actually make shops plus website a better checkout option than just shops alone. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how you do that as well, because right now there's only certain countries where shops is really fully available. But certainly in the future, it's going to come to everyone. So it's good, to learn now or to have this video to refer to when shops becomes available in your country, because it is a bit confusing. So we're going to jump into the computer. I'm going to walk you through step by step in the different settings, what you do. But just a quick note, if you're looking to scale your Facebook ads and you want to master this skill, you want to learn it faster, I do have a free training, which you can click in the description, which is going to teach you how to scale your account in the next 90 days and really use Facebook ads in an optimal way. But without further ado, let's jump onto the computer and take a look at these settings. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to come into Shopify, and you're going to come into your apps and open up the Facebook and Instagram apps. You can just type in, I tend to type in Meta and it comes up. So obviously you have to have this app installed. I'm assuming that you already have shops set up. You just haven't done anything with it. But yeah, you need to have the Facebook and Instagram sales channel set up to be able to use shops. Okay, so we've got that. We're going to come in and enter it. And then what you want to do is you want to come into settings. And you can see here, I've got this warning, but this is what you'll need to do if you're watching this video now. You need to come in and change your checkout method to be shops as a default. They're going to change that on the 24th of April and make it the default. So your shop would be turned off if you don't do that. But I don't know what would happen if you create a shop after that period. Maybe it will just default that will be the checkout location. But certainly you need to come and change this. So one thing to note, and you'll see here, my business is in the UK and Meta shops are not actually available in the UK yet, so I can't actually change this. But a lot of my audience are in the US. You definitely have shops. So yeah, you will need to come to this setting and just check this on and then hit save. So make sure you do that before the 24th of April or past the 24th of April. Make sure you come and do this or your shops will be turned off, even if you're using it in your campaigns. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to do. Then you're going to come in and come to this payment section. So I can't actually show you how to get to this location. I can't find it. I can't remember how I got here. I've tried. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide this URL link in the description. And all you have to do is come in and change the name of your Shopify account and it'll bring you to this location. Okay, I've tested this in clients and stuff. It does work. You just have to come in and change this. And where you'll get this name is obviously just in your URL. You see when you come into your Shopify and go to like home, you will see this at the end of your URL. Just copy that name and replace it for home-vitality, which is the name of my store, right? So anyway, we're in this section and this is the different payment options. You just want to make sure that you have everything that you're using connected. So you can see I've got Shopify payments already set up for my shop. I don't use PayPal on my Shopify store, but if you're using PayPal, come and connect your PayPal so that it's also available in shops. People can pay by PayPal on your shop. You're just optimizing the checkout the same way you'd be optimizing your Shopify checkout with different payment options. Okay, so that's that done. We can now jump into actual e-commerce manager or commerce manager and start doing some shop settings. Okay, so we're inside commerce manager. I'll also leave a link to get to commerce manager. It's pretty easy to navigate to though. And the first thing we want to do is we want to adjust some of the settings for just our commerce manager in general, which are going to influence the shop or impact the shop. So come down to settings, and the first thing you want to do is come to localization, right? So you can see here, we've got the global property and we've got settings for our localized shops. What that means is you have a global property that's going to set settings that are just is across your account. But if you have certain important local, markets, and you want to optimize that shop by doing things like setting the checkout location on shops versus on your website, or making the language the native language of that country, you can do that here and it's going to override your global settings. So you can see my global setting is to check out on another website, check out my store obviously, and these are the products that we're using, and then the language is English. But let's say I also advertise in France. Well, I would add another localized shop here and I would choose France, okay? And then I can set things like I'll choose the product. I can set things like the delivery option, the delivery time, because it might differ for different countries. I'm not going to do this though, but I can set all those things and I can change the language. I could make it French rather than English, okay? To make that optimized for that localized region, okay? So if you advertise in multiple regions, come and do that. And your global one will still apply to all the different locations, but any one that you've specifically done for that country, that will override the global properties and it will show you what you want to show, okay? So the other thing to point out as well, checkout on the other website. Again, I can't change that because my shop is the UK, which means I just can't change it anywhere, I don't think. Maybe I could change it if I had the US. Let's just have a look. No, I don't think I can change it. Okay, yeah, yours should be checkout and shop, right? And I'm going to show you that next. So the next thing is, actually, let's show you this first. So before we show you the checkout, it is business assets. Just come and make sure that your Facebook page and your Instagram account are in here. Otherwise, your shop's not going to be on both of them. Okay, so just make sure they're both showing here. If they're not, you can come in and just connect them. And then you're going to come into checkout methods. So you can see here, checkout on another website. We need to change this. Yeah, that's it. You change it here, and it's going to update in localization, and then you could toggle between them for different regional ones once you've done it here. Okay, so you can see with the UK, I'm checking out on another website. Well, that's not what we want to do. So we're going to come in and we want to choose checkout with Facebook or Instagram, okay? We want people to be able to check out on the shop. That's the whole point of making it a seamless shopping experience. We don't want an additional step for them to have to go to our website and increase the chances of them bouncing, okay? So select that and hit change. Now, it's not going to do anything for mine because, like I said, it's the UK. We don't have the ability to check out on shop. But yeah, if you're in the US, it will update and you'll be able to do it. So you can see I'm just getting the warning again that I can't do this. It's not available for your country. That's fine, right? So I'm going to come back now. It's taking me to Shopify, has it? Okay, yeah. So yeah, the first step I showed you'd be brought to anyway here. So you could do it in one go, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, let's just check we've done everything in settings first of all. Returns, customer support. Yep, I think that is everything. You can just, by the way, just come in and make sure you've got all these filled in. It's good, I've got my privacy policy and stuff. The next thing we can do is we can actually jump into our shop and start optimizing that. So click on shops next, hit edit shop, and we can edit these different sections. Okay, so we're inside the shop, and before we do anything with the layout, we're going to come in and adjust some settings. So first of all, inventory. This is just showing you all the stuff coming from your catalog. I mean, you can just check that, your catalog is correct here. You don't really have to do anything though. So the next thing is tagged content. Come and check this on. What this means is that is auto-pulled into your shop. So we want to allow the tagged content to show in our shop. That's really going to help. So that's a really cool feature as well. Definitely have that checked on. The next thing is website content. So this one depends on what is happening, right? So you need to preview your shop and see how it's looking in these settings, but also on your phone. And what can sometimes happen is, what this is doing right now is it's taking your website, your content, your website, and it's trying to convert that to fit shop's layout, right? But what I found is sometimes that will cut your website content. It might cut out text or stuff, or cut images, and it just looks a bit messy, unprofessional, and reduces the impact of whatever you were trying to achieve with that content. If you had some sort of messaging hook and it's cut, it doesn't have the full impact that it was intended to have. So I would say come and check that. If things are messing up, turn it off. Certainly in client accounts that I do this on, I have it turned off, but it just depends on how well your content is adapting to the shop's format. Okay, so you just have to go and check that. But what I mean is, like, these might be cut or something, right? So that's that. And then categories, I always turn off categories because we're going to adjust the layout of our shop anyway. So I think it's unnecessary to have that other button, just giving some people something else to click and be confused by, right? And categories is like a section at the top. Let me see if I can put it on. Yeah, sorry, it's there. It's just like another button that doesn't really add any value, right? So we're going to turn that off. And then we can come into the layout and give you the optimal layout. So the first thing I recommend is to have this checked on, optimize layout, and then the AI of shops is just going to adjust how everything you're setting down here is laid out in order to provide the optimal experience for every individual user. Okay, so the next thing is you're going to have your offer at the top. If you don't have this, all you do is come into add new, and you can add an offer, and then you can choose either a cover image or a banner. I would probably prefer a banner for this one, but it wasn't working, so I haven't been able to do it. But then what you can come and do is you can come and you create your offers, and you can create an offer. If you have a promo code you want to use, if you're running a sale, you can create this offer and have it on your shop for a limited period of time. If you have free delivery, whatever it is, you can come in here and create an offer. And then you can obviously select that offer and it's going to appear on your shop. So this is not a good example. Like this shop's not set up, so I've not done these, but you can see here I put the offer and it's saying free delivery on all orders, but the image is not a relevant image. Of course, you'd want to have a relevant image if you're doing that. And you can add that image in this offer section. There you go, like replace the image. I could go and put that to something, more relevant, like a big promo banner or something, right? So that's that. The next thing you're going to have is the carousel. And if you have like different categories on your homepage, different collections, come and add those collections. Let's say it's you have a clothing brand. Your collections might be like trousers, shoes, jackets, whatever. Have a couple of your most popular collections in shop. I recommend like 3 to 5, probably no more. Like shops is meant to be a quick destination. You don't want to give people too much to look at, or it'll overwhelm them. So 3 to 5, depending on your product, of course. This is a one product business, so I probably wouldn't even really have one because it doesn't make much sense. I just leave that blank and the carousel will just be the featured product. Okay, so the next thing is the dynamic product. That is basically the product that for that individual customer is going to be the most relevant to them. So it's almost like the star product for that particular person. So I want to show that them next, so they can see the different carousels. I give them a choice, but then boom, there is a product that is specifically for you. And of course, this could be anywhere because it's optimizing the layout. And then suggested for you, more from the shop. I would keep them. And then there's one more section that is not showing in this shop, and I can't find it because I think it's because it's a UK one, but certainly in my US client accounts, there's another section called tagged user tagged content or something. You want to add that as well, and that's where your UGC content is going to appear. Okay, so I will show you a screenshot of that, but yeah, add that section as well, and that really is the key sections to have on your shop for the optimal layout. Okay, so one more thing as well that you have, and again, it's not in my shop because for whatever reason, probably because it's the UK, there is this other section in Commerce Manager called UGC. All you have to do here is come in and check on this button that says auto add UGC to your shop, so that you don't have to, manually come and allow the UGC content that people are tagging you in to be put into your shop. They send you emails every so often when they add a new batch, and that's kind of how you know they're updating it. But yeah, I'd say just leave it on and have it auto put into your shop. Unless, like I said, you're a type of brand where you get a lot of negative stuff that people are posting, which I think is probably rare. If they're posting like a feed post, they're probably not going to be negative about some brand, okay? But anyway, that is that set up. There is one more thing as well that you can do, and I don't have it, but I'll just tell you about it. So that is to add your third-party reviews to your shop, okay? So there's only certain third-party review platforms that this is integrated with at the moment, and as you can see, like, it doesn't work on my one with the UK, and I can't show you it on any client accounts because it's like an admin level feature. But yeah, it's something that you can look at, see if you can find where it is. These are the instructions. I will leave this in the description as well. But certainly you can come in and you can have your reviews synced with your shop so that your reviews are appearing within the shop. Massive conversion improvement if you're doing something like that, okay? So that's really all there is to it, guys. It's not too complicated to come in and improve your shops. It's a bit confusing when you're inside shops trying to find things, but like if you just follow these steps, you don't really need to understand them. This is just going to optimize your shops for you. I've spent the time, painfully going through all the documentation to figure this stuff out and to understand it. There is one more thing that can happen with shops, and that is your catalog data is not correct, especially if you're using meta fields to do that. But that's something for another video. It's quite confusing and complicated, and it's probably not going to be relevant for most of you. Most of you, if you're just having the catalog and it's pulling through the key stuff for your product, you're probably fine. Okay, so yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you get any questions on shops, drop it in the comment, and of course check out my free training in the description. And until the next video, have a good week, and I will see you very soon.